Hi all. So today's topic we have Cloud SQL. It's quite an interesting topic. So in this video you will learn if you want to use the RDBMS database like SQL, MySQL, Postgres services. So how these services you can implement in your Google Cloud. So we have a service name that's called Cloud SQL. Right. So the Cloud SQL provides a cloud-based alternative service like local MySQL, Postgres, and SQL Server database. Right. So mainly these services we use for RDBMS purpose. But what if I say that you have a ready-made instance available that is MySQL, Postgres, and SQL servers? That service name is called Cloud SQL. Yes, so that service is what Cloud SQL. Today we will learn about how to create a MySQL instance using Cloud SQL service. Okay. So mainly in the Cloud SQL is a managed solution and handles backup. You have a backup, high availability, and failover, data encryption. These are all the services we have in Cloud SQL. As well, we have a replication, monitoring, and logging as well. Okay. But if I ask you what is the use case of Cloud SQL, like if you're creating the MySQL in your Cloud SQL, what is the use case? Is it for some kind of job, a kind of OLAP, OLTP? No, this is simply for lifting and shifting data. So you're not supposed to do data processing or data analytics in MySQL. It does not recommend. Like we have already seen that in BigQuery is good for data analytics. Okay, if you're using a MySQL inside the Cloud SQL instance, then the database you are creating, you're importing data, exporting data into the MySQL, but ultimately you are supposed to lift and shift the data. Means you can migrate the data from Cloud SQL to another services like BigQuery. So that is the purpose of your Cloud SQL instance. So on existing premise, relational database, we'll see that. Okay. So if you see here how to use it, you have to simply go to your Cloud console and you have to type it Cloud SQL, right? And you just enter. It's very heavy and expensive instance, one of the heavy and expensive instance. So make sure that you're using it wisely if you're using the free trial on Google account. Okay. And also it will take an average 5 to 10 minutes to create this instance. So I will get inside the SQL, and inside this instance you have a 3 option: MySQL, SQL, and Postgres. So today's we'll create the instance of MySQL. So now you can go to create instance, and now you can see that the 3 options you have, right? Let me make okay. So you have MySQL, Postgres, and SQL Server. We have the latest version of MySQL as well, 8.0, 5.7, 5.6. So let's start to create MySQL instance using Cloud SQL. So I've selected the MySQL, and now you can see we have a 2 option: Enterprise Plus and Enterprise. So again, if you're using on Cloud GCP free trial, so make sure that you are using a minimal configuration as per the requirement. It is one of the most expensive service in Cloud SQL in Google Cloud. So you can see right now, if I select Enterprise Plus, the services you have, mainly into the production, you can select, but the charges you can see here, $2.21 per hour. It's quite expensive, right? Let me reduce, or my requirement, I will reduce the cost. We'll change the configuration as well. So now I made it Enterprise. We have certain limitation in Enterprise, but that is good enough from learning point of view. So 1.23 per hour, and as per the current configuration, you can see the quick summary of my machine, MySQL, right? 32 GB, disable 250. So I will reduce to great extent this price by making the changes in the configuration. Okay. So let me go one by one. So first, addition preset. So it is asking you want to create a production level of instance for MySQL. Now we have a 3 option: developer, production, right, development, and sandbox. So I'm selecting the sandbox 2.3, and every changes you see that it will reflect the costing, and you see that 0.14. I will come $0.1 from making minimal configuration. So here we have a sandbox, then we will go and select the stable one. I will go with 5.7. Okay, and I will give the instance ID again, user defined, let's say write it MySQL. Okay, I've given the name and I will set the password. Remember that when you log into MySQL, it will ask you the password as well. Usually if you install on your local machine MySQL, so while login it will ask you username, password, so that option you have as well. It is optional, right? So I'm setting the password. It is asking the user lowercase, so I will make the changes MySQL, and I'm putting my password here root. If you do not wish to go with password, you can select this no password, but for the credential safety point of view, that is more important. Now which zone you want to go? I will go with the US Central, that is more stable. And again, zone availability, I will go with the single zone. Okay, I don't want to go for HS service right now. I will go for single zone. And now let me, and what else, and then still you can see the pricing part, it's still 0.14. I said I will make it $0.1. Let me show you how to do that. So you can go and make this all the changes. So you see that 8 GB RAM CPU. So where you can go and make the changes, you simply go the show configuration option, and yeah, it's similar to your like instance. What are the configuration you have? So dedicated core, I will go with minimum, and 1 CPU, and you see there finally we come to $0.01. And I said 0.1, but I put a minimum configuration because it's very heavy instance, and understanding the cost and the credit, I just put the minimal configuration, and you can see it's from $2.2 something per hour it was coming, now is 0.01. But what is the drawback? The performance will be, you have to compromise with performance. I will show you the performance point of view also. Read write. Okay, you see here read write operation. So of course, if a very low configuration machine, right, commodity hardware you can say, so you have to compromise with the performance. But anyways, that is all about creating the instance. We will discuss about the performance part also. I'm not going to put the data cache enable. Storage part, what you have SSD, and now let's go with HDD. Objective is the minimal configuration. I will go with the 10 GB of storage. That's fine. Enable automatic storage increase. Yes, auto scalability, you can do it if you wish, or else you can disable. And I will make the connection IP open public. If you want to make it from networking, you can give a private IP address there also. Data protection, yeah, this is all related to your data protection, how frequently you want to make the backup. So in this you have a two different option. One is on-demand backup and is what automated backup. Let me show it to you. So there are two options you have, right? So Cloud SQL backup and restore. So you have the two options. If at a regular interval automated backup, let's say 24 hours, it will automatically, the backup will be taken care. And if you wish, if you want to know, I want to make my window like 2 hours, 4 hours at a regular interval, this backup should be done if the data is very sensitive. So you have both options. Okay, number of backups default 7, and the backup window you can select as per your requirement. Okay, 4:30, 12:30. Okay, I'm just checking it randomly. And days, you want to get the restore also. You point in time of recovery, I have just enabled 1 to 7 enterprise edition. So that is all you have option as well. I do not want to enable because after creating this instance I will delete it, as I told that it is very expensive, so I don't want to let it continue running. So enable deletion protection I have disabled. If you enable it and if you try to delete, it won't happen, it will not delete. So you have to come back again and you have to disable the service. Okay, so now this is all about if you want to do the maintenance, right? The maintenance part is saying that, yeah, weekly, if you, of course, you have a server, you have a machine, you want to do maintenance is very important, so you can do it, and you can select the window. You have a time frame, which week, any time, and which window you want to select, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. As per the traffic you can select, and you can do the maintenance work also. So this all the options are available, and that is all optional you have, but it doesn't impact your costing. You can see here. Okay, flag and all, I will just skip it. And now you can see that my machine configuration, it's 0.101 enterprise, US Central, MySQL, 1 CPU, 628 MB is the RAM. Data cache has been disabled, storage is 10 GB, connection is public ID, backup is automated, availability in a single zone, pointed recovery is enabled, and the performance network throughput is little, that the configuration is very low, so that's okay. Now, but the good thing is that you have that option, right? If you don't want the config, if you do not want a good performance, but just requirement is there, you have all this option to go with minimal configuration and maintain and control your costing also. And I will just click on create instance. It will take an average 5 to 7 minutes, depends upon the configuration. So let me click, and we will wait for some time to get this instance ready. So now you can see, right, the instance is ready. Start creating, you can see that, and even you can see that the prompt is coming, and it is being read. Once it's created, it will green mark will be there. So it will take some time. We'll wait for some time for that. All right, so you can see it taken an average 5 minutes to create this instance. So instance is ready, and if you want to know the details of this part, you can just scroll down, and this is the monitoring part. This is your connection name if you want to connect this MySQL with any other services. So the search name we will see when we will do the data migration. Okay, 1 CPU, a complete configuration, enterprise. All right, the service account is being taken care by default. Time, duration, everything is written here. And if you want to get the complete information of the connection itself, you can come and check this complete information, IP address, okay, connection name, security, public IP address, every information is there. If you talk about the database, the backup, if you want to create it and you want to see that, right, replica, backup. So this is a particular section where you can come and check all the information. Now you can see here the option of making the backup of the data. Okay, so we'll see first. I guess this is all about how to create the MySQL instance on Cloud SQL service. In the next video, we will talk about how to create MySQL instance using Cloud Shell, not from the console, so from the shell, and how to log in into the MySQL. Once you log into the MySQL, it's similar like on your laptop, you have installed the similar. It's not something different what I'm using on you're using. The approach will similar, the command will similar, but yes, how to log in, what are the different activity you can do it, what are the backup you can plan, how you can give the user access, we will see in the next video. Thank you. Hope you learn well. Hey, don't forget to download our app for access to free courses and interactive quizzes. Stay connected with us on social media for updates and free content. See you next time. Happy learning.